Know thyself. That is one of the most important things you'll ever hear in your life. Know thyself. All the problems that you've had in your life that, obviously I'm not talking about like traumas. I'm not talking about stuff that came from the outside. I'm talking about the results of your life, the results of everything that you've done, the accumulation of things. If they're negative, it's because you didn't know yourself. So let's say you're in a relationship and you never really paid attention to your love language, or you never paid attention to your love type. So you don't know if you have this avoidant personality type, or you don't know if you have this anxious attachment style. You don't know about these things because you haven't done the research. You haven't truly questioned yourself. You haven't sat and reflected upon who you are as a person. So you don't know this. So you guys are dilly-dallying, the lovey puppy dog phase has ended. Now you guys are in it. And now problems arise. And now, what do? You fuck it up. You fuck it up because you don't know. You don't realize that you're an avoidant personality type. So then you end up just running the fuck away. Rather than actually dealing with the problem, which if you knew yourself and you knew you were an avoidant, you could have recognized what was happening and then acted, But if you don't know thyself, you will not get to that point. You will have to go through problems in order to get the wisdom, if you don't know thyself. If you know thyself, you will be able to not only foresee problems, you will already have answers to the problems. You'll already know what to do. Even the unintended ones, you'll be more prepared because you have that core sense of self that is allowed to do what it needs to do. Because if you don't know thyself, you're going to be acting from a confused standpoint. It might not be like a conscious confusion where you're like, oh, I don't know how I'm supposed to be acting, or I don't know what this, or I don't know that. It'll be in a sense of your brain is disorganized because 16 Myers-Briggs, 16 personalities. You might think you're an ISTP, but you end up being an INFP or whatever. So if you don't know, you might go into a career that you might regret because it doesn't really fit your personality type, but it fits what you thought you were. So you might go into a career that you start regretting. You might get with people that you might end up regretting or end up getting burned or all this. How could that be avoided? Let me think. How could this be avoided? Oh, maybe you just know your fucking self before you get into anything, and then you can better navigate once you get to these problems, Like, okay. I'll give this as a last analogy because I feel like I'm talking a bit in circles. But let's say you don't know that you're allergic to a certain food or a certain medication. Yeah, certain medication. You don't know that you're allergic to it. You break your leg. Now you got to go to the hospital. They give you the certain medicine that you're allergic to. You didn't tell them that you were allergic to them because you hadn't gone to the doctors beforehand and actually gotten tested or figured that out yourself. You hadn't done that. So boom, you get there, they administer it. Boom, you're dead. You're dead. You're gone. All these emotions, all the trials and tribulations, boom, cease to exist. Or maybe you've been reincarnated as a worm, or maybe you're living the same life. Maybe it's you haven't escaped samsara. Doesn't matter. Boom. If you had known thyself, you would have known to tell the doctors that you have this. Or like with anything, the problems will always arise when you don't know. So let's say you go to IKEA and you go build something, right? You're just building it, no blueprints, you don't even really know what you're building. You're just kind of putting stuff together and then it breaks apart. Why did it break apart? Maybe because you didn't use the blueprint. Maybe because you didn't actually invest in knowing the product that you were, you kind of just were like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just do it. Or maybe your girlfriend handed you that IKEA, that IKEA furniture and was like, yeah, here's also the blueprints and how to, set it up. And you're just like, nah, fuck it. You do it, it breaks. While your girlfriend's sitting on it, she breaks her leg. Now you feel guilty. You know where that guilt is coming from? It's coming from the fact that you know that you should have had the self-knowledge or had the knowledge of the table. All right, so that analogy might not be the best analogy, but you have a brain, so you can make sense of it. It still fits though. You must know thyself to avoid problems in life and to just flourish in life. You know, you can't get to this point without extreme luck, which you don't want to bank on, but you can't get there without knowing thyself. You can get there with extreme luck, but you don't want to bank on that, because luck is luck. You're lucky to have, that's like a 1 in a million type of thing. So you have to know thyself and build the steps in order to get where you want to go, or reframe an issue, or solve a problem in your life. You can do that by knowing thyself. It's one of the clearest ways of actually like leveling up your life and just becoming the best version of yourself, or even not becoming the best version of yourself, just having the best life that you possibly can. You can do that by knowing thyself. It's a crazy concept, right? It's crazy.